Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two away games for you. We are away against Ballymena United, and we're following up with the away game against last season's champions, Linfield. Since you were last with us, obviously we look very positive on the opening day. We've really struggled since, if truth be told. We haven't actually won a league game since that one on the opening day. And as you can see, we're down in 8th place at the moment. We are proving tough to beat, but we are going for a system change. We're not looking too good going forward. We're creating plenty of chances, but nothing really is being converted. Unfortunately, the lack of support for the centre forward is proving to be a bit of an issue. So we had the 4-0 win at home against Cliftonville, which is what you saw, of course, in yesterday's episode. Since then, we drew 1-1 away against Glenavon, a goal for the young winger Jeff Osman. A 1-0 draw at home against HW Welders, a late goal again, this time from Sam Ashford. A 1-0 defeat away against Coleraine, who are the league leaders at the moment, with 5 wins from 5. And a 2-2 draw at home against Dungannon. It was a very, very late equaliser Dungannon got, but to be fair, overall, we did play well in that game. We just couldn't finish it off. And we then went into the Cup against Ballyclare. It's the Northern Irish Football League Cup, second round, and we managed a 3-1 win away from home in that one. As you can see, though, again, very, very close game. We managed to get 2 goals in injury time, 94th minute and 96th minute. And going forward, of course, we can't be dealing with these results. So we're going back to the system that we played with Briton Ferry. We're going for the 4-3-3 setup with the pressing forward. Now, the majority of our strikers prefer to play as poachers, but we need the pressing forward to lead that line effectively. Familiarity, of course, is nil basically, but the intensity remains strong. And hopefully, with the inside forwards either side, as it happened with Briton Ferry, they will get in and be able to support that centre forward, but will also have a presence a little bit more in central midfield. In relation to transfers, since you were last with us, Candermere still hasn't signed permanently, but it's not too far off now. Gary Mills potentially looks set to leave on loan to Myola Park. We have managed to make a couple more signings. We've also managed to offload 1 or 2 players as well. Luke Wilson went to Glenavon on a free transfer. He wasn't going to play for us. He was in our reserve, so we let him go. And Stuart McLager went to Institute on a season-long loan as well. But we managed to make 2 more signings from Boston United. Funnily enough, again, non-league in England. Charlie Neverson came in. He's coming as a left back for us. We are trying to offload some of the older players at the club, but again, I think he's a very good player. And he can actually play in a couple of different positions. He can also play at centre back, but at 5'9", he is predominantly in to challenge Luke Nessum at left back. And the second signing that we made from them was Jasper Moore. He could play in the attacking midfield role, but obviously now with the change of roles that we're looking at, he will come in into that central midfield. And again, a very decent player from what we can tell. Physical attributes do need a bit of work, but they aren't too bad. Really good mental attributes, good leadership qualities, off the ball movement, and an exciting type player with plenty of flair. Work rate is reasonable. Again, it can develop over time, but he's got a good first touch, decent finisher as well, and he can do well at beating players, and he's got a very good technique as well. So again, another good young player to add to the ranks, and he actually scored in that 2-2 draw against Dungannon as well, Jesper Moore. So overall, we're not looking too bad. In relation to the balance of the squad, it's a 24-man squad at the moment, with a little bit short in numbers for central midfield, if truth be told. But Marvin Taylor can drop back into that role, and obviously with Jasper Moore coming in, with Paul Allison, Cammy Nicholson, and Philip Lowry, the veteran midfielder, who isn't the best by any means, but he has got some qualities. And obviously, Luke Grant can play in holding midfield, so we've got enough about us to cover that. Taking that in mind, of course, Luke Grant playing in holding midfield. We've got the 2 left backs in Neverson and Messam. Jeff Cott can also play there. He can also play at right back along with Lamo. And then we've got the 4 centre backs in Alvarez, Borgner, Render, and Harbinson. I think an out and out right back would be nice, but it's not something that we're really able to do at the moment. Dylan Berry's not done too bad. He's looked reasonably assured in goal at times, but again, because of the slight issues going forward, it's looked worse than what it actually has been from a defensive point of view as well. Hansen hasn't actually managed to score since the opening day, but he has got opportunities. Along with Elliot Walker, of course, he's the other player that we're trying to really push into this first team. Hopefully, between the two of them, we will get some goals out of them with Ashford acting as a backup and also Kandemir when he signs permanently. Um, with the reserve side of things as well, obviously, there's not really a lot of players there. Devine, Fallon, McDonough, I think it is actually, and O'Rourke are all transfer listed. There's no interest in them as of yet, but if we can offload all four of them, our budgets will sort themselves out, and hopefully we will be able to really push on with them. Um, so yeah, it's going to be a case of see how it goes and hope for the best, really, and hopefully we can do quite well. Incidentally, there's one or two changes to the side today. Luke Grant, for some reason, isn't in the starting lineup. We certainly want him in the starting lineup, that is for sure. He's not the best in terms of the playmaker role, but he is certainly capable of playing in that position. And the veteran Lowry will come into the side as well. Neverson, who's our backup left back, is on the bench. Walker and Ashford both there with Thielen as well, and Alvarez as a spare centre back. So I think we'll probably be okay there in relation to the setup of the squad. And obviously, there is a little bit of manoeuvrability with some of the players that we've got out there as well. But as you can see, in relation to quality, right back is the position that we're struggling a little bit, and up front in the pressing forward role, we're struggling as well. But the young players will develop into the role the more they play it. So the best time to do it is now. And in the previous setup with the five at the back, we did play with the poacher, but again, it didn't really work for us, unfortunately. But hopefully, with that presence in midfield, we can go out there and push on a little bit against a Ballymena side that have struggled at the start of the season themselves. So if we can go out there and get a good result today, hopefully we can do what we did with Briton Ferry, create plenty of opportunities, and it's just a case of building that winning mentality with a lot of young players that, of course, previously have come from non-league football. So it's a big step up for all of them as well, but hopefully in time they will settle. Ward with a delivery. Hansen nods it down, and Jeff Osman has put it in. And less than 10 minutes gone. It's our first game, by the way, at changing to this setup. We got a good result in the cup tie, of course, but the key thing is to really focus in on the league campaign as well. Likelihood is, if even if we do manage to do very well this season and grab ourselves the league title, we won't move on immediately. We want at least a couple of years here, and hopefully we can build a strong side that will do well in the future. And taking the lead in the opening 10 minutes and looking pretty good from it as well with that extra rigid formation in the midfield, especially. Hopefully, it will work out well for us. Jesper Moore here coming into the penalty area. It's a good block by the defender. Chance to cut it back, maybe. Needs support. Luke Grant is there. Finds Taylor. Taylor with the strike, and it's just over the crossbar. And it remains 1-0, but we are dominating proceedings, like I say. A similar story so far to what happened with Briton Ferry. We create a lot of opportunities, don't necessarily put away enough chances. 9-10 shots at goal now, just the 3 on target. But again, we're playing very, very well. Dylan Berry's just taken a slight knock, but he should be absolutely fine to carry on. Jesper Moore here with the delivery into the penalty area toward the far post. Henderson did well to punch clear. It's come out to Taylor, and now Grant loses out to McMurray. It's comfortably cleared, but there's no real pressure on the ball, and Luke Nessum picks it up comfortably and gives himself space and time to turn. And now Grant into Osman. Plays it inside. Jesper Moore couldn't beat Norval Williams to it. And now Glackin into McMurray. Good interception there from Borgner. And now Osman again coming down this left-hand side. Obviously, like I say, having the wingers further forward as well, there's extra support up there for the striker. Osman into Taylor. Back to Osman. Chance to get it into the penalty area. And there is Jesper Moore. And that is a good block by the defender. And unfortunately, again, we just can't find the finish. Moore here now with the delivery from the set piece, swings it in toward that far post, and Grant was there trying to win the header. Harbinson does get there, but Henderson in the end comfortably claims despite the pressure, not only from our players, but his defenders as well. Linfield, of course, they're going to be the team to beat, really, I think, over the course of the campaign. But obviously, so far, the leaders, Coleraine, are the team to try and catch. Luke Nessum there with the header. And now Osman plays it inside to Jasper Moore. And that's a great pass. And Ward is in. And it's just wide from Ward. It should have been 2-0, really. But that was, again, a really well-worked opportunity. And we're starting to find our rhythm already with this new formation. Hansen did play a part in that goal for us as well. So it's good to see him getting a little bit more involved. And now Doherty into Glackin. Strikes from distance, and it wasn't too far away. Dylan Berry, a little bit flustered with that one, but in the end, off target, and it didn't worry us too much. But that is a much stronger performance than we've seen for the most part in a few of the matches. And we'll tell the lads not to get complacent. We've got a very young side. It's only 1-0. We need to keep the lads grounded. Osman here with the delivery toward the penalty area. Glackin manages to head clear. There's no pressure on Ward as he picks it up. He plays it in to Larmour, who's been brought down by Quinn, and we have ourselves a penalty. I'm not too sure who's going to take it, if truth be told. I'm not too sure who our penalty takers are, but it's actually going to be Moore who steps up, and it's going to be Moore who converts. It's 2-0. And it looks like we're going to be potentially heading for our first league win since the opening day of the season. Really good development from our point of view. And at 2-0, we're looking pretty good. I've noticed Larmour at right back is struggling a little bit fitness-wise. And again, it is a position that we are going to struggle with, I think, this season. If we can offload the reserve players that we have, it might be the one place that we do strengthen in the next few days before the end of the transfer window as the ball again gets played in. It's cleared away. Osman looking to pick it up on this left-hand side, and he whips it into that far post, and Ward is there. He couldn't get there, unfortunately, under pressure from two opposition defenders. And Bogner now into Larmour, and now Grant into Taylor. Gets a good shot away, and Marvin Taylor converts his first goal of the campaign as well. And again, he's not by trade, he's a right winger, Marvin Taylor, but he can play in that central midfield role, and he's got a lot of quality about him. Another very good finish. And I mean, it might just be that the lads like to score plenty of goals for you guys. Like I say, recent games have been quite frustrating, but you can understand why we did the 5 at the back initially. We have got the personnel to do that, but going ahead, it certainly looks like this could be the setup that we keep. And hopefully it'll work out well for us. Ward here looking for Hansen, who has ended up being a little bit quiet as the game's gone on, but he did obviously play a part in that first goal. So we're not going to read too much into it for now. It's a role that he needs to get used to. And very, very close there. Taylor almost finding the pass to play him through there. And now McMurray, good tackle from Harbinson, who's on a yellow card, along with Grant as well. There's 1 or 2 players struggling for fitness as well. We're just going to keep an eye on it for a minute while this move plays out. But Osman does well to win possession, and he finds Ward, who's very much in field there. There's no support on that right-hand side at the moment, but Moore makes his run, and he struck it from distance and is comfortable for Henderson in the end. And in terms of the way the team are looking, in relation to the balance of the side, we'll take Larmour off, and Neveson can play at fullback, of course, but he tends to play at left back. But we will bring him on at right back just to see if he can manoeuvre himself across a little bit. He's very much left-footed though, which isn't ideal. I think, to be fair, Vasim Alvarez can come on at right back instead. He is actually he's left-footed as well. In that case, we'll move Bogner out to right back. Harbinson is on the yellow card, but we'll leave him there for now. Grant can come off for Philip Lowry. Moore can come off as well. I'm saying that he's not. We've not actually got another central midfield option, have we? I did say earlier that we are quite light in that position. It could be a problem this season, if truth be told. Ryan Ward can come off for Sam Ashford. And I think we're only allowed 3 substitutes as well in the league. So there is going to be rotation, but it's going to be very limited when the matches keep going on. Here is Moore. Spreads the play out wide to this left-hand side. Osman picks it up. It was a little bit of a poor pass from Moore, if truth be told, but we do manage to keep things under control. And Moore now coming forward through the central midfield. He's got support ahead of him. And Taylor still going. Good effort over the crossbar, unfortunately. He is looking a little bit tired himself, not necessarily as much as 1 or 2 of the other players, but he's had a very good game. To be fair, the goals from Moore and Taylor. Both our central midfielders have had very good matches today. Osman and Hansen with the assist as well. So hopefully we can just see this game out. And not only that, but it'd be very nice to keep a clean sheet as well. Because obviously since the opening day victory, that is also something that we have lacked despite our strength in defence. And here's Harbinson, picks it up from the goal kick. And now Osman coming down this left-hand side, chance to get it into the penalty area. He swings it in, looking toward the far post. And Henderson's punched it more into Ashford. And his strike, I thought, may have taken a touch on its way through, but it didn't. And it's just gone wide. But a very good 3-0 win for us. We're back to winning ways, which is really nice to see. And back to this original setup, it looks reasonably strong once again. This time here at Crusaders, of course. That bumps us up to 5th in the league. Obviously, like I say, Coleraine have actually dropped points for the first time this season against Loughall and Glentoran, currently in 2nd. So there's a big gap to those top places at the moment. It's very early in the campaign. I think we actually play each team 3 times over this year in this league. I don't know if there's a split like there is in Wales, but obviously early stages would suggest that the early form that we had may come back to bite us a little bit, but we'll see how things go. So bear with me, we've got a few days to go until the game against Linfield, plus the transfer window finishing, and hopefully we can put in a good performance against last season's champions. Okay then guys, here we go for the game away against Linfield. There's no other transfer news except our older left back O'Rourke has left the club. He's gone to Holywell in the Welsh League. So we've freed up a little bit of wage budget, but we are still slightly over. We are still trying to offload 1 or 2 other players as well. And as such, there is no new signing at right back either. We were looking at a former Manchester City youth player, Ezra Carrington, but he wants too much money. And unfortunately, we just can't get him in at all. So going into this game against Linfield, we know if we win against them today, we could go above them. They do have a game in hand as well, but it is something that obviously we can consider. And if we can get a good result against them, it shows to a point just how much quality we may have in this side. There's 1 or 2 changes today. Luke Grant's actually dropping back into centre back for us today. He is only 5'11" though, so I feel like he should be in the holding midfield role. To be honest, I don't really like having him in at centre back, considering some of the players we do have available at centre back. I feel that it'd probably be best served for him to not be in that role. Alvarez, we're going to keep on the bench as well. Largely for the holding midfield role, but saying that Neveson could also play in that role as well. So we'll just keep tabs on it all for now. There's a few players missing out, of course, today, once again, but we do have options, that is for sure. And with Render starting at centre-back, Grant in there as well. The veteran midfielder, Philip Lowry, is going to get a start in central midfield with Taylor, despite how well Moore played last time out. But he is just struggling a little bit for fitness because, of course, it was only a few days ago. And Larmour is struggling for fitness as well at right back. But again, we don't really have too many options. Jeffcott can play there, to be fair, so we might give him a start. Even though he is left-footed, he is still very much capable of playing at right wing back. So we'll go into the game today, and if we can get a point from this game, I'll be quite pleased, if truth be told. And it's another rivals game as well. I think we've got enough quality about us to get a result today, but at the same time, we're still getting to know this league. We're still getting to know our own team. And of course, getting to know the opposition is going to be key going forward. Machine with a delivery toward the far post. Good header clear from Render, and turns, picks it up into Buomano. Holds onto it and lays it all the way back to Harrison. Good pressure from Hansen up front. But McClellan now into Cooper. And Cooper charging down that right-hand side, easily getting past Messam into the penalty area. And he's actually smashed it off the crossbar. Amari Forson picks it up, formerly of Manchester United, of course. So there's some tough names out there in Linfield's squad. I'm just hoping that we can be competitive. It's the first time we've faced up against a 4-2-3-1, I think. I don't think we actually faced it at all when we were in charge of Briton Ferry, but so far Linfield dominating the game, possession very even, but we are yet to create an opportunity. I'm going to offer some encouragement to the lads just to see if we can get anything going forward, because at the moment we're looking very, very lackluster, if truth be told. And certainly not been a good performance. If we come away with a point, like I say, I'd be happy against last season's champions. But the fact that we've gone into this game and not had a single attempt at goal as of yet is certainly not good enough. And Linfield are very much in control. And here is Lowry just holding on to it and laying it out to Osman. Chance to get the ball forward here. He has got support and finds Marvin Taylor, who's just under a bit of pressure there, but Messam makes himself available and lays it to Grant. Taylor back to Harbinson. Now Grant again. Into Render. And now Jeffcott cuts inside, finds Lowry. Now Ward into Taylor. Has support ahead of him if he can find it. Instead, he plays it out wide to the left back, Messam, who cuts in. And I mean, it's a wild effort goal, really. And again, Hansen made a good run there, but again, he wasn't picked out. And just need to find these little spaces at times. And unfortunately, Ryan Ward has picked up what looks like a serious injury, potential foot injury. So Marvin Taylor's going to go onto that right-hand side, and we'll get Jasper Moore on in central midfield. And in relation to going forward, it has been quite a poor performance, and Elliot Walker can come on for Christian Hansen. And in relation to everything else, we'll just leave it as it is. We've got one change that we can make still. Hopefully we can just find a way of keeping Linfield quiet. And I think, to be honest, given the way the game is going, that's certainly how it's going to be. And Neverson is going to come on in that holding midfield role now. And hopefully it'll show things up a bit more, as Luke Grant was starting to struggle as well. And to be fair, we have grown into the game a little bit. If we can keep this as it is, we'll certainly take it. And Bournemouth back to McClelland, and now Ridevold into turns. And now Amari Forson finds space ahead of him, and he's just charging through the strike. Goes over the crossbar, fortunately. He didn't really have too much support, thank God. And it remains 0-0. And we'll just demand a little bit more from the lads just to see if we can find a way in injury time. But as I said before, I'm pretty happy with a draw. Messam here into Moore, back to Messam, and now Neverson into Jasper Moore. Can he get a strike away? He finds Lowry. Oh, I thought Lowry was going to strike it there. Neverson into Messam. We're right in with a chance here. Jasper Moore in the penalty area finds Osman, and Jeff Osman in the 94th minute has provided us with a winner here away at Linfield. We've worked very hard today to stay in this game. Linfield have created a lot more opportunities, but it just shows how much quality these young former non-league players actually have. Osman with a good finish. It took a slight deflection, but the keeper was already beaten anyway. And we've won it in the very last seconds of this match. And in the end, we had more shots on target, funnily enough, than Linfield. Possession remained even. But Jasper Moore, again proving instrumental. He scored in the previous matches, and he's got an assist here today for Osman. What a result that is. We'll certainly take it, and that will certainly give the lads some confidence. We're up to fourth now. Yes, Coleraine dominating proceedings at the moment, but we've seen it with ourselves at Briton Ferry, of course, in Wales. We had a 10-point lead a number of times, and in the end, we fell apart and we didn't win the league. So, you know, it's all to play for, but that is a brilliant performance for us to stay in the game and then nick it at the death. Great, great stuff from the lads. And it certainly gives us something that we can push on from. 2 clean sheets in a row as well, incidentally. Very positive stuff indeed. So in terms of going ahead, Larne are another big game. That's at the end of September, but there's a huge gap then to the cup tie against Anag United or the Police Service of Northern Ireland. Probably going to be Anag United, if truth be told. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll get through the rest of September and we'll come back at the start of October. We'll be up against one of those in the cup tie and Glenavon at home. And then we'll see how things go in the meantime. Obviously, there's games against the likes of Coleraine to come as well. There's a lot of matches to come in different scenarios as well. I mean, the league, I don't know if it literally finishes in middle of March, but it's a very compact season, it would appear. I mean, we could come back a little bit earlier even. We have got a Shield game there. Obviously, with extra cup ties such as the Antrim Shield, we could come back a bit earlier, but we'll see how things go. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.